Buenas and half a day, Guausi Pulan, and this is PulanSpeaks, and here are 5 broad exceptions to consonant assimilation. Exception 1. Dialects. Particularly the dialect of Luta, where many of the words do not follow the assimilation process. For example, here on Guam, Chamorros would say manyaga when the prefix man is added to the word saga, while in Luta, Chamorros would say mansaga, not assimilating the word. Exception 2. Rate of speech. Depending upon the speaker, the consonants hey, bay, or pay are not assimilated either during slow speech or even during normal rates of speech. For example, Hanau and Bonita. We know that when we assimilate these two words, we're going to get Mananao and Mambonita. However, like I said, during slow or even normal rate of speech, some speakers will not assimilate the words. So instead of getting the usual assimilated versions, you would get Manhanao and Manbonita. Although at the same time, during rapid speech for these same speakers, they would then assimilate the words. And it's actually quite natural when you say these words quite fast. Try saying Manhanao and Manbonita quite fast. You would get Mananao and Mambonita. It rolls off your tongue easier when you apply the assimilation during rapid speech. Exception 3. Loanwords. For many loanwords, especially those derived from Spanish, Chamorros appear to only partially apply the consonant assimilation process to them. For example, let's take the Spanish loanword capitan. If we were to apply the entire assimilation process to capitan, we would get mangapitan, as ne at the end of man changes to nge, and the consonant k is deleted. However, for many Chamorros, while they would only apply the changes to ne at the end of man and they would change it to nge, they would be reluctant to delete k, the consonants. So you end up with mang capitan instead of mangapitan. And this is true for many other Spanish-derived loanwords. Some speakers even go as far as to not applying the assimilation rules at all, saying man capitan. At the end of the day, not one version is more correct than the other. All 3 are acceptable forms, depending upon the speaker. With that being said, there are some loanwords where Chamorros usually almost always apply the assimilation rules to, such as the Chamorro word derived from Spanish, cuentos. Chamorros would usually say manguentos, fully applying the assimilation process to it. Knowing which loanwords the assimilation process fully applies to is really a matter of memorization. Exception 4. Chamorro words used in English. Chamorro words that are accustomed to be using in English are oftentimes not assimilated. Let's take the Chamorro word susu as an example. Despite speaking in full English, Chamorros would oftentimes use susu instead of the English word. So, the sentence, that woman has big breasts, Chamorros would say, that woman has big susu. So words that are accustomed to be using in English, that are Chamorro, are oftentimes not assimilated. Exception 5. Individual variability. At the end of the day, consonant assimilation differs from speaker to speaker. For example, my grandmother doesn't assimilate kanta. She would just say man kanta instead of manganta. Another example is the assimilation of the word Chamorro. Some Chamorros would say man Chamorro, and other Chamorros would say man Yamoru. Again, there's variability. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, as variability is a natural part of every language. However, at the same time, it doesn't mean that you should just completely ignore the assimilation process, as it is a very important part of the Chamorro language. So my advice to you is be aware of it, but don't stress about it. You know, I remember the time where I would stress myself so much to apply the assimilation process to every single word. And it wasn't fun, it was actually very overwhelming. And it was to the point where I wanted to give up learning Chamorro because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. Because I was so focused on these tiny little details. So take this from me. Take your time. Keep continuing to put in the hard work and effort. And don't give up. And in time, I promise you, in time, that the assimilation process will become as natural to you as checking your phone every morning. Seduce Masi for watching. This is Pulan, and Pulan has spoken. Asaki manali ihit tatlu. Esta.